Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And good morning, and good morning, and good morning to each of you. Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Kelly, and I have the joy of being the hospitality and congregational care pastor at Foundry. And we are just so glad to have you here this Thursday. This Thursday, October the 1st. Good morning, Michael. October the 1st, 2020. Today, I want to shout out two people. My brother, Alan Grimes, who had his birthday 2 days ago, and today is my cousin Russell's birthday. And they are, in a lot of ways, the babies of our family. They're the babies of our generation. And so I'm always thankful for them. So happy birthday to my brother and my cousin Russell. So today I want to catch up with you from last week. We did a self care check in, and I want to see how you did. So I'm going to really quickly read the questions again, and then we're gonna go into why I'm reading the questions again. Okay, so last week I read you these questions. Here were the questions. First one: how will you intentionally care for your well-being this week? The second question was: what will you say no to this week? The third question is: what practice will you say? What healthy practice? What healthy practice will you say yes to this week? Um, from whom will you ask for help so that you can take a break or share the load? What one step will you take to increase your peace, health, and happiness? So those were the questions last week, and the reason that we're going um, over these questions again, the reason I bring the questions up again is because yesterday um, I was challenged to celebrate and be grateful for the things that are going on in my life. So I can sometimes get in the weeds and be kind of like, womp womp about things because everything isn't going perfectly. But I am working on that perfectionist stuff because it is the thief of joy. Perfection, the attempt to be perfect is the thief of joy. So, and so this morning, as I was doing what I was called to do, which is be be more to be grateful and to write in my journal. I write a lot and write in my journal about the things that I'm grateful for. Um, it just sparked this idea, this sparked this conversation. And so, really, honestly, my ask for you today is, what are you celebrating today? And I tie that to the questions because I'm sure that some of you tried to do some of the questions, and maybe, just maybe, you got some of it going well, and the others you weren't quite so good in. So I'm always mindful that people may be like me. When I hear something needs to get done, right, and it's like all these layers, then I want to get all the layers right. I want to get it all right. I want to get it all done. So, like these questions, I was like, okay, I got to do all these questions. I got to make sure that I answer all these questions. And some of the questions are a little tougher than the others for me. And I'm guessing that that's the same for you. And so I want to encourage you to celebrate those places and spaces where you have where you've seen some growth or some change, and that we have so much to celebrate, um, even in the midst of all the things that are swirling around us, right? And so doing that, and so celebrating those small victories helps us to stay in a place of gratefulness, because we don't want to get to the place where we're standing all around all of these great blessings, and the only thing we can see is the one negative thing or the one thing we haven't accomplished. that can tire us out. So I'm always lifting up our parents, those folks who are helping anybody who's helping children get educated and learn things. To me is a champion anyway. And so I know that there are parents who are struggling and who are having a hard time and who don't understand that new math and who ain't gonna understand that new math. And their child is like teaching them now, and their child's 7. Uh, so I want to encourage you that if your child is sitting in front of a computer screen right now, and and all is well, and it but you feel the pinch of it not being the same. You feel the nervousness of, I hope my kid learns what they need to know. Um, Please know that there is small victory in, first, the gift of just having a computer for your kid to sit in front of, being able to feed your child throughout the day and not have to go to some place and get food for your kid. And if you do have to go get food for your kid, you were smart enough and savvy enough to figure out where that is and go get that food. You know what I'm saying? And so I want us to celebrate those small victories, um, so that our lives won't become like stagnant water. Um, but that those victories, just remembering them and being grateful for them is like, fresh flowing water, and just quenches us and reminds us that we are, um, God has not called us to be perfect. God has called us to be faithful. And so, as we are being faithful to the process, some processes are exhausting and long. And I recognize and honor that, that there are some processes that are exhausting and long. We didn't think we'd be in the house this long. And somewhere in your brain, you still might be like, I haven't quite figured out, um, how I'm going to continue this, doing this like this for this long. And so I would also, ask that we would, put the things that we can't control in God's hands, and give it to her. God can handle it. Um, and then know that it may not look as perfect as you think it will. So, for instance, from the questions last week, um, asking somebody to help you to share the load. You may have gotten 3 no's this past week, and it may have stunk to hear those 3 no's. But here's the celebration part. The celebration part is you asked, and the celebration part is you put yourself out there and you asked. Um, and because you did that, God sees, and so when help does come, um, or one of those persons says, I said I couldn't help you, but yes, I can. I'll be over in a second, and the tide turns. Um, just what I'm really encouraging us to do is to give room for God to do God's part, because really God's part is the heavy lift anyway. And so uh, what we can do is take one step. How does that impact our lives as a community? Um, there are folks who think that their vote doesn't count. Well, they're trying to take it away from you for some reason, baby. So there's a so your vote does count. What can and I know that, especially after this past first debate, we've got 2 more. Great. You can feel like overwhelmed by the whole process and sick of the whole process. But we stay in the process, and we do our part, and we vote. And so we go in and we cast our ballot, we send our ballots in, we do absentee balloting, and we vote. And if everybody does that, then everybody's done their share, and the rest we leave in God's hands. And so that's how it starts to impact our communities, when we do our part and we do the part that we can do, and the rest we leave to God. And so if you if you said to yourself, okay, Pastor Kelly, I tried to say no to this thing, and I said a kind of no. Well, you're on the way to saying no. Good for you. And I tried to say yes to, I said yes to doing a healthy practice, and I could only meditate for 2 minutes. Congratulations. You meditated for 2 minutes. That is wonderful. That's a long time. 2 minutes is a long time. If you've never been on hold for 2 minutes, if you've ever experienced being on hold for 2 minutes, you know how long 2 minutes is. It's a long time. And so if it was for 30 seconds, 30 seconds is a long time. And again, this isn't about us being perfect. This is about us being faithful to the processes that will bring God's kingdom to bear. And so being healthy people that raise healthy people, that encourage healthy people, that coach healthy people, that go to ministry, that go to church and other civic areas with healthy people, raises other healthy people. It brings God's kingdom to bear. So I want to congratulate you on your faithfulness. I want to congratulate you on trying. I want to congratulate you um, for the hard thing that you're doing. Even though you may be stumbling the whole way to doing it, you're doing it. And so I want to celebrate that with you, because there's so many ways in which we beat ourselves up because we haven't done everything perfectly. And we left an I undotted and we freak out. Um, yeah, God is really good at dotting that I for us. Like she didn't mean that. Let me put a little dot right here too. So, as somebody who, um, has had some blessings, to had the opportunity to be blessed by some accomplishments. Let me tell you, my dissertation for my doctorate was not perfect. I mean, I read it now and I go, wow. You know, my I fully recognize that any accomplishment I have is not because I'm just Miss Perfect. Mm-mm. It is because God is good and God is faithful, and God calls us to be faithful. And so, if you are working on a doctorate, keep going. If it sounds like crap, it's okay. Your reader will tell you that. If you are helping your children with their life stuff and you get something wrong, that's a great teaching moment for your kids. You know what? Mommy messed that up. But we don't have to be perfect, right? Right. And then you move on. And so I want to encourage us, to be grateful and to celebrate the ways in which we have been faithful, because that's self care. It is self care to not put so much pressure on yourself to be so perfect that you wear yourself out and you miss all the good that's happening around you. Um, all of the wonderful gifts that we get to receive, even in the midst of the pandemic and white supremacy and all that. Um, it is encouraging to take time to look around and to be thankful. And so, here's my homework for you. My homework is for you to. I'm going to give you the homework that I got. You do your homework with me. Um, um, Write down what you're grateful for. If you have a whiteboard and in your office like I do, um, it's a good place to write down the things that you're grateful for. And then as those things collect and change, or you write them in your journal or wherever you can see them, so you can be reminded. Um, and hopefully it will give you the same hope that it's given me. I got this assignment just yesterday, and it's really helped me. And so I pray that it helps you too, to just write down those things. You're grateful for your kids, you're grateful for your spouse, you're grateful for your friends, you're grateful for life. You're grateful that that you get to spend this time with your children. You get to spend this time with your spouse. You get to spend this time at home in a way that gives you opportunity to rest, and reflect. And there are times when I'm taking my sanity walks, and I'm just thankful that I get to do that. And for the trees, and as they're changing colors, and as they're losing their leaves, um, I noticed that trees don't get saggy when they start to lose their leaves and when things start to change. They still stand tall and proud. And so um, I was like, yeah, they're still grateful, even in the midst of all the change that's going on in their lives. And so let's be like the tree. Let's continue to stand tall, and even through all these changes and all that's going on, um, we are still yet moving forward, and we will get through this, and we will come out on the other side, smarter and stronger and wiser and more connected, um, that we might be able to share all of that goodness that God has given to us. Because God doesn't just give us goodness so that we can keep it for ourselves. No, 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 no. God blesses us that we might be a blessing. And so think about what you're thankful for. Give thanks to God for it and share it. Friends, well, it's been great to see you, and I'm thankful for you. You're part of my gratitude list, of course. Please, please go on our website, foundryumc.org, and and see all of the wonderful things that are taking place. If you want in person communion, it is happening this Sunday. And so please look on our website to see how you can register for that, and how you can, how you can register for that. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to do it out on the plaza, so outside. Okay, so pray for nice sunny day, nice autumn day, and so we'll be out giving communion. So if you are looking to take communion, please, 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 friend, go on our website and register for that. There are classes that you can register for. Um, there are Disciples Path is starting up again. So if you're looking to join Foundry, this is an opportunity for you to do that. Our Pastor's Coffee takes place on October the 4th, and then we'll start a Disciples Path, a 6-week class on October the 11th. And so those registrations are on our website. And if you have any questions, you can contact me or contact the church, and we'll give you help for that. If you have prayer requests, please, 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 friend, go to our website and click the prayer request link, and those prayer requests come to me, and we will pray for you. So shout out to my prayer team, and for all the ways in which they support the prayers of our church. We have prayers on Wednesday, and so morning at 7:30. So if you want to do that, there's room for that as well. So there is a plethora of things going on at Foundry, and I pray that you would join us in this work. We get more work done when we do it together, and we do it with more joy when we get to see each other, and whether it's on a screen like it's been, or on our plaza or wherever. And so just know that we are praying for you. We are earnestly praying for you every day, and you are our beloveds. So have a great day. Bye.